Hi, I'm Lian Dolan. All right, I'm just about to read my essay, Too Much Information, from this collection of essays, Over the Hill and Between the Sheets. And here it is. Here's my wish for you. I hope you are all having down and dirty, ooh, baby, baby, crazy sex 7 nights a week and twice on Sundays. Really, turn down the lights, crank up the Luther Vandross, and proceed to a tantric state with your spouse or partner or young lover. May you go at it like bunnies, well past your prime. Just do me this favor. Do not tell me about it. I do not want to hear the blow-by-blow over coffee. I don't want to read about it in the New York Times in some well-meaning column on love. Same goes for your sophomore memoir. Don't want to read that. I don't want to stumble across your sex tape on the internet. If you were tempted to tell your BFF during a cell phone call in the elevator about what happened on your webcam, could you wait until I get off on the 17th floor, please? Your mother called them private parts for a reason. You know, I miss the time when regular folks whispered about carnal acts instead of shouting about them at Starbucks. Sex is great, it's super, but I think the details should be kept between the 2 or 3 participants. Hey, I'm not prude, all right? I read Cosmo during my mani-pedi like everyone else. I devour all those medical and pseudo-psychological studies about sexual attitudes and frequencies and hang-ups. I once bought a copy of the Kama Sutra as a bridal shower gift. See, I'm not uptight. I just don't understand the whole discussing the making whoopee thing in a group setting. Never in my life have I had brunch a la Sex and the City, rehashing the performance of my man the previous night before. Okay, sure, I've had some brief conversations with my girlfriends about some plumbing basics. But when the conversation veers towards specifics, I'm out. Frankly, it's embarrassing, and it's nobody's business. More important, it's not polite to share the intimate details of my relationship with an entire table of diners. It violates the trust of the other person involved, and no one wants to eat breakfast links after discussion about erectile dysfunction, okay? Once over coffee and bagels, with an acquaintance that I had identified as a potential friend, she blamed her postpartum exhaustion not on the crying baby or the nursing at night, but on her ravenous, hairy-backed husband. Seems he wanted it at least once, sometimes twice a day, and has for years. Oh, no newborn in the house was going to stop his desire, she exclaimed. You know, while sympathizing with her plight, I was simultaneously scanning for exits. Ooh, I wanted off that friendship train. I hadn't even memorized her home phone number yet. Why would I want to know about how many times a day she does it? And now, when I see that couple across the soccer field, oh, it just makes me cringe thinking about the details, especially the hairy back. Oh, but I know I'm just one small boat turning in a tide. I can't seem to get away from other people's sex lives. Social commentators might offer multiple theories about who or what is responsible for this current tell-all environment. You can point the finger at everything and everyone, from MTV to MySpace, from Bill Clinton to Paris Hilton, from Friends to The Bachelor. Ads are thick with sexual innuendo. Acting careers are built, not destroyed, on home sex tapes these days. Bookshelves are littered with titles like Confessions of a Naughty Mommy. I just say, you write a book like that, you're never going to be the PTA president, okay? Just want to let you know, not going to happen. The other day, I was reading an essay by a sportscaster, for goodness sakes, and even he had to tell me where, when, and how he and his wife conceived their first child. Oh, enough. My vote for who's to blame for this ubiquitous desire to divulge mating habits? Kathy Lee Gifford, all right? Oh, yeah. You remember when Kathy Lee used to chat it up with Regis in the morning? There she was, church-going, holiday sweater-wearing suburban mom, telling Regis and the whole country in no uncertain terms that she and her stud-muffin husband, Frank Gifford, had done it the night before. Okay, Kathy Lee and her husband were having sex on a Tuesday night in Greenwich, Connecticut, and she wanted us all to know. Oh, like we were wondering? Oh, it was shocking and tantalizing and icky. It was icky. Kathy Lee was the first person to make it totally acceptable for normal people to talk about the secrets of their bedroom in a public forum. And not just any normal people, but normal middle-aged people that you'd never suspect. Ooh, husbands with receding hairlines and jumbo mortgages. class moms driving minivans selling real estate. Oh, these are not romantic heroes. Sure, I like to hear about the exploits of attractive 20-somethings. That's a salacious fantasy. Remember when we used to have elastin? Oh, that was great. We were toned? Yeah. That's a good escape, reliving those days. But the image of two average parents doing it? No thanks. Okay, I am a parent, and I have parents. In neither case does this conjure up a pretty picture. And you know what? Just because it's about sex doesn't make it sexy. And yet, Kathy Lee's on-air discussions open the floodgates. Soon, all sorts of people, including total strangers on a plane, wanted to tell you about their fertility treatments or their ex-husband's proclivities. You've all had this happen, right? Oh, deliver me. You know, talking about sex, particularly my own sex life, not in my gene pool. I come from a long line of oppressed Catholic women who never uttered a single word about sex, all right? The only birth experience we discovered at the Dolan household was the virgin birth. And so having the original Madonna, as opposed to like the material girl Madonna, as a sexual role model can be pretty intimidating. And though I grew up surrounded by my mother, many aunts, dozens of female cousins, and 4 sisters, the atmosphere at our house was not exactly the red tent. It was more like the red muzzle, okay? We were isolated all right, doing dishes in the kitchen, but we talked about the wonders of scalloped potatoes, not the wonders of womanhood. And even still, as the youngest of 8 kids, you think I might have heard something, okay? Some helpful hints, but no. Like Carmelite nuns, my older sisters appeared to have taken a vow of silence in all areas concerning sex. Oh, she was laughing here. All right, it could be that my sisters were talking to one another, but not me. The 6-year age gap between my next sister Monica and me was the gulf that divided the Mod Squad generation down from the Brady Bunch generation me. It was the 70s, supposedly the height of the sexual revolution. But you really never know it in our house in suburban Connecticut, at least from my vantage point. I was too busy reading Harriet the Spy and taking Leaf Garrett posters to my wall to really observe any kind of revolution. I had no idea that people from Fairfield County had sex until I saw the ice storm. Really. And then Kathy Lee opened her mouth and who knew this was all going on?